Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my friends, my family, and my treasures. I did see you're threatening my internet in the Discord room. YouTube is easier to stream to directly from my PlayStation, and I don't think YouTube has issues normally. Even if I were to lose internet connection, I do believe that it would continue to stream. I don't know though. But welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Werewolf, the Apocalypse, the Heart of the Forest. We are on Chapter 6, The Storm. And we will be continuing on from here. Just give me one brief moment. Let us continue on with the story of a young werewolf discovering her origin. It was one of those blistering summer days when the asphalt melts, the grain withers, and the air smothers those brave enough to step outside. Despite the heat, it felt like the whole village was at the funeral. I stood there, surrounded by sweaty bodies, looking at the rosaries they clutched in their fists. There was nowhere to run. A local counselor had been found dead in the forest. Bartek, his only son, stood beside the coffin, pale and dressed in a black suit. He made Puerto Rican-style pork chops with a sparkling barbecue sauce yesterday. That's cool. Sounds yummy. There had been more deaths over the last days, but they slipped under the radar. We'd been careful in covering our tracks. Or nobody had connected the dots yet. I listened to funeral hymns, and I thought that for my every battle-inspiring song, there was an old lady singing Eternal Rest in a trembling voice. I could feel the tension seething around me. This death, this funeral had pushed the community, already weary and frightened by the recent disappearances in the forest, to the edge. The press had swarmed to the funeral like flies. I could hear them squawking about eco-terrorism and aggressive vegan activists. The police had cordoned off the funeral and were aggressively searching and detaining any activists they noticed. Suddenly, Balowiska had become politically charged and the hottest place to be in Poland. And it wasn't the only local politicians and activists from both sides who'd caught wind of the commotion. The Minister of Environment himself had driven there to attend the funeral. He was standing next to the priest conducting the ceremony, surrounded by police and what looked like a handful of bodyguards. The coffin went down, and the crowd stirred. Everyone started lining up to throw a handful of dust on the coffin or put flowers on the grave. I got swept by the crowd and found myself face to face with Bartek. Anya stood by his side, watching me with a terrified expression. I said my and he grabbed my arm. "It was not an accident," he said, and his voice was trembling. "Someone murdered my father, and I will find them. But you don't care, do you?" "I'm very sorry for your loss," I repeated. "Please take care of yourself and don't do anything radical." Bartek looked me in the eyes. Funny thing, it's like everything went to hell as soon as you all came here. He looked over his shoulder at the crowd. It was clear that many people felt the same way he did. The minister knew how to use that sentiment. I watched in disbelief as the priest handed him the mic. After 30 minutes of listening to that pompous ass, I thought I would vomit. He spoke furiously about how wood was important for the local economy and how evil forces from abroad were leading innocent Polish youth into temptation. Judging by the applause, it was exactly what the crowd wanted to hear. I realized the conflict was only going to escalate. What he didn't know was that the local loggers weren't being paid anymore. We planned to use their anger against the government. It was high noon, the sun was at its most merciless, and the world was almost white with heat. The air smelled of herbs, bark, and tree sap. Insects buzzed lazily in the high grass, stunned by the summer sun. We lounged in the shadows of the trees, resting after a busy night. We were ready for war. I watched the clearing with cold detachment, running through the possible scenarios in my head. There were so many of us. People kept coming to the camp, asking questions, looking for ways to help. Students, activists, even Greenpeace with banners reading "Stop Logging" and "Respect EU law." There was an equally big crowd against us. Local citizens, hunters, and loggers with banners reading "Foresters save trees from woodworm" and "Forestry equals jobs." There was a priest with the megaphone and his parishioners. "Fill the earth and subdue it," their sign declared. I spotted a group of bald, muscular young men dressed in black. The White Pride and Great Poland. Variety drawn there by the smell of blood. Bartek was among them. The Pushka was watching us. The Pushka was watching us. Every time a gust of wind was bringing the wet smell of the forest to my nostrils, I felt her strong, steadfast presence. She knew that we were doing everything in our power to save her. For centuries, my family has served the Pushka, burning villages and hunting down people who dared to hurt her. And now, I was the last guru of my lineage. What legacy did I want to leave behind? Blaming the immigrants as a tale as old as time. Yes, it is. I looked at the defaced harvesters, waiting on the other side of the clearing. They were only manned by a skeleton crew now that the local funding had been cut. The pressure was almost palpable, and the tempers were flaring. The cops were gathering in increased numbers, and I noticed some SWAT teams joining them. Even the local hunting club was there, brandishing their rifles. Ooh, that's not good. It was apparent that they were waiting for something. "Everyone knows what to do," Olga asked, looking at my pack. "I'll keep the security guards occupied," nodded Lisa. "And I'll guard the Pushka's perimeter," growled Daniel. The weasels were in their positions among the protesters, as agreed. That left the cops to me. I don't even know what I picked. I just saw it pop up and I clicked something. Oh shit. We are thinking too small, I growled. We are unstoppable. Why not just kill them all? I'll tell you a secret. That's the plan, Olga whispered with a predatory smile. And then it reached a boiling point. Ooh. When the minister arrived for a photo op. Oh no! It looked like we'd attracted a lot of attention, for better or worse. Journalists swarmed around him, praising his balanced forestry policy as they steered clear of the ugly harvesters. In hindsight, you could argue that what happened next set a chain of events in motion that had life-changing consequences for many. But it all started centuries earlier, when the first wolf cubs were stolen, and the mourning wolf mother asked my foremothers for help. Everything that happened next, the burning villages, my grandfather escaping to America, my mother running away from my father to return to Belawisha, was direct consequence. The members of my sept had already moved to their positions, and I also had my part to play. It wants me to go this route because it has a negative right there. I'm gonna do this. I jumped on a tree trunk, turned on the megaphone, and shouted our message for the last time. Save the forest! Stop the logging! There were cheers, and I saw the police take a few steps back. And then, someone threw a Molotov cocktail at the harvesters from behind me. Flames engulfed the machine, and before they died down, a barrage of flaming bottles and stones followed. When the real fight began, the adrenaline kicked in, and the world split into freeze frames. Oh, okay. That one. Bailey DA Gamer, I don't know what's happening, I'm just here. Well, I appreciate you hanging out. I love having company. We are playing a game called Werewolf the Apocalypse, The Heart of the Forest. Up to now, basically, we've been selecting the choices for the character in the story. And we basically choose the outcome of the story by our choices and how we get the characters in the story to respond to us. I don't know if I've made a lot of mistakes or not, but I don't think it's going very well. Yep, the game is based off of a tabletop RPG, which is set in the same universe as Vampire the Masquerade, as Rumi said. Actually, he's the one that found that information out and informed me. I do remember seeing it when I went to a game shop once. It is. I really like it. I mean, it's not so much a game so much as a story that you get to share with other people. That if you, like, say I'm streaming it right now, I get to share it with other people. Even if I were to record it, it would still be sharing. And it's a great story, honestly. It captivated me. I get really caught up in it, and I do forget to look at chat. But let's get back to the choices. Let's see, what do I want to do? Oh, I wasn't done reading this, was I? I saw a young man in work overalls staring at me with a terrified expression, an axe raised in his hands. That one. Now we're getting some hard choices here. When the real fight I stepped to one side and his axe sighed through the air. He had no idea what to do next, and it was easy to beat him into submission. Should I change? Yes, it probably can be replayed for various different outcomes. I'm very much enjoying it. I do plan on probably playing it again, just maybe not on stream. I'm gonna change. Let's go Krynos. Oh shit, that was probably a mistake. Now that I'm thinking about it. I grow, I roar, I'm 8 foot tall, killing machine. Cops were running our way, shouting orders, batons raised, faces red with anger. I smash into them and rip them apart one by one as the batons bounce off my skin. Wait, what? Why would I change again? Why would I... Okay, it's giving me an option to change. Or I'll go for the SWAT. Go for the SWAT. A SWAT team appears in full riot gear, their faces grim behind their visors, their guns ready to pepper us with rubber bullets. Shoot. And the lower these stats go, the harder the choices get, too. It doesn't tell you that in the beginning, by the way. It tells you, like, after the first 3 chapters, I think it was. Okay, so I would either lose health and rage, or rage and willpower, or just willpower. I guess that one. For now, let's try that. I am not alone. I am part of a pack. A sept. I howl, and the other howls rise in unison with mine. I am never alone. Oh, I've already started killing people. I got their attention already. I don't want to lose any more of my willpower. I'll take health and rage instead. I hurl myself at the enemy. They fight back. They hurt me, but I hurt them more. And my pack arrives. Maya! Someone shouts my name. I turn around. I growl and turn around to face the challenge. It's Bartek. He smells of fear. A silver cross burns on his chest. I know what you are, he says, and his stance changes. Anya told me. You should have been more careful. He points a gun at me. I move before he manages to react. Bite into his neck, grab his arms, and tear. Blood spurts, bones break, and I shake it off, and he's gone. I bask in the afterglow of the fight. I will mourn later. Yes, Shortba Syndicate Gaming is my sponsor, fellas. If you are in chat, you are lurking, you are hanging out. If you guys are looking for game servers to be a part of, groups to hang out with, go check out my sponsor, Shortba Syndicate. They offer a wide range of game servers for their community to play on. The only stipulation is you just got to join the community. It's a great group of friends, great group of gamers. Go ahead and find out. Click that link. And if you've made it this far and you haven't hit that like button, go right ahead and hit that. It's free if you're liking it, you know. If you're not, I don't know why you're here. Don't forget to hit that follow. Or, yeah, that is a follow button. No, it's not. It's a subscribe button. I'm not on Twitch. Not right now. Go check me out on my socials, folks. Look around. I look around the battlefield. It's not good. The police are pushing forward and the protesters are retreating. I must turn the tide. You liked it already? Nice. Shit. That one. The fires from the Molotovs have died down, and the harvesters stand there, defaced but undamaged. The loggers and police form a cordon around the machines. They reek of oil and decay. Huge metal insects with vacant eyes, folded claws, and mandibles waiting for wood. Dormant but ready to stir at a moment's notice. I'm fed up with overthinking it. I am Gaia's voice, and it is time to inspire some epics. I start running. The loggers grip their axes and chainsaws. The cops raise their shields. My pack is right behind me. Blades cut my body and it hurts, but I don't stop until I reach the machines. They tower over me and the stench is overwhelming. I have no health bars remaining, guys. These choices are going to get super hard. I look at the gutted bodies scattered around me and start tearing the machines apart. Oh, suddenly I realize that I'm still bleeding, and my wounds aren't healing anymore. There's pain and darkness. Oh, no! No! No, I can't end the chapter like that! No, it's the epilogue! Oh no, I fucked up! I messed up the story, folks. We might have to replay it on stream and see if we can get a different ending. I don't know. Oh no. Oh well. Oh well. It's been a wonderful story, and the epilogue will be coming up next weekend. We will be finishing this version of the game. Just this story. Because as we found out, our choices definitely make a difference. Like, holy crap. I think I might go more timid next playthrough. Maybe a little bit more reserved. Not as aggressive about saving the woods. I didn't even realize I was that close to the end of the chapter. But alright. Guys, if you've reached the end of the video here, don't forget to hit that like, hit that subscribe, so you know when I go live or post a new upload. Don't forget to check out my socials. I am on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, I'm also on Twitch, as you heard me mention earlier in the video. Don't forget to come check me out over on Twitch, mainly because I do a lot more streaming over there. We play a lot more games, more often. I sometimes get stuck on one game, but regardless, I digress. I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night. Have yourself some water. Make sure you hydrate. Have yourself a snack. And sacrifice it to yourself. Don't forget to get the rest you need and so sorely deserve. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful time. And don't forget, by the way, I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I'll see you next time.